Hi, this is Tattoo Jared. In this video, I'd like to go over my coaching system. I'm putting this on YouTube because one of the first steps in anyone who wants to help themselves is to reach out for new knowledge. And as a coach myself, I recognize that you can't help anyone that doesn't want to help themselves. So I enjoy this YouTube platform of being able to put forth my knowledge and expertise in certain areas so the people who want to seek it out can most certainly seek it out. And if they want to reach out to me for actual coaching, you can email me at tattoojared@gmail.com, and I'll also put other contact information in the description. Now, the first step to me of my coaching system is taking care of any mood or mental illnesses, mood disorders, mental illnesses that may be present. So if someone has anxiety, depression, bipolar, or anything else along those lines, if they don't take care of that first, it's going to taint the whole rest of the process. And it's going to keep on coming up until it's addressed. I know this from personal experience. It's what I did for me, and it's had an awesome benefit. I've made other videos about this topic on supplements that could help, but you may need to reach out to a psychiatrist. But however you do it, it does need to be addressed. The second step, or the first step for other people, would be building an awesome belief in yourself. Now, there's definitely ways to do this scientifically, right? And a hint would be the way we talk to ourselves and the information that people we decide to surround ourselves with has a huge impact on how we feel about ourselves. Fortunately and unfortunately, other people's energies are contagious. And I work with people to actually build their belief in themselves, because if they don't have their belief in themselves right, again, that's going to be an issue that continues to pop up down the line. And people's limiting beliefs for themselves continue to be a hindrance unless they break through them, right? And we oftentimes have to get uncomfortable first to become comfortable. That's another huge thing. Now, the next step after that would be building our personal constitutions, as Mr. Stephen Covey would say from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Just as the law and the Supreme Court is supposed to adhere to the U.S. Constitution, so too shall individuals adhere to their own personal constitutions, which is generally a list of values that they want to adhere to and principles that they want to adhere to no matter what. And this is actually great for building boundaries as well, because one of the problems with people who have weak boundaries is they don't know what their boundaries even are. And it's very difficult to enforce boundaries that you don't know what they are. So writing them down, our values, our principles, what some of our boundaries are, is key in being able to live that way. Stephen Covey says that our values and principles need to be the most important things in our lives over everything, because anything you put before values and principles, your defects are going to come up in them. And I've seen that to be true over and over again. The next step after our personal constitution building is taking a look at our bad habits and finding out what they're doing for us, so we can find a way to either subtract them or, if necessary, replace them with something better. My motto is subtract first and then add. So that's the way to go with that. And then after this step would be building our ideal lives. And this is the core, one of the cores of the matter here, right? Where there's 10 areas of our lives that I work with people in. There's mind, body, spirit. There's relationships with yourself, significant other, friends and family. There's your career, your hobbies, and your place to live. And I ask people to give themselves permission to build their ideal life. Most people, surprisingly, were never given permission to actually shoot for what they really wanted in life in all of those areas. So I asked people just to write down, if everything was going awesomely in their lives, what would that look like? It's similar to the miracle question. If everything was all better, what would that look like? But just giving yourselves permission to go for what you want in life is a huge thing. And what I ask my clients to do is take the top 2 or 3 areas at first, and we'll go over them. And to be careful to not fall into the busy trap, where we can work on things that are productive, but deep down we know that there's something else we should be working on instead that's more important to our growth, right? So I help people build their ideal lives and shoot for something. Now, granted, our ideal lives may change as time goes on, but just the fact that we're having goals and we're trying to take steps towards something, this gives us little natural dopamine rushes that we're achieving goals. We have a system, right? And part of achieving this system of our ideal life is building a winning routine, which is, lastly, what I help do for people, right? And this accountability system of routine, building ideal life, helping people subtract their bad habits, helping them establish their boundaries and learn what their personal constitutions are, and building a great belief in themselves, that's the building blocks and the foundation of an awesome, awesome life. And again, this is what I try to do, people. I help people do. And one of my favorite kinds of people to help, and besides all this seems to help people, men in particular, that are struggling with women. Women, because generally men who are struggling with women, they've lost sight of their purpose. They've lost sight of their mission. And if you read The Way of the Superior Man by David Dita, he says that a man's purpose in life has to be his main priority, not his woman. And that does not mean you don't love your woman. It just means that it's not your main priority. So there's my coaching system. And I'd love to be able to help anyone who wants to reach out and to work with me on this. Again, I'll include my contact information in the description, and I look forward to any of your inquiries. And I'm also curious on what other kind of videos people would like to see me make. And again, as I've mentioned previously, I'm Tattooed Jared on Patreon. I'd love any donations, no matter how small they are. I feel the power of Patreon can really change people's lives. Again, Tattooed Jared, signing off. Have an amazing day.